Since the dawn of humanity, we have always wondered, what is soul? Is it the essence of who we are, a divine spark, or something else? Across cultures and centuries, soul has been a source of fascination, shaping cultures, philosophies, religions, and art. From ancient animist beliefs to the intricate doctrines of Hinduism, Greek philosophy, and monotheistic religions, the concept of soul has evolved alongside us. In the Bite Size today, we'll journey through times to explore the origin of soul, its transformation, and its enduring mystery in the modern world. Watch the video till the end. If you are seeking clarity in the core concepts, fundamental principles, and basic beliefs of all religions, history, and philosophy, you have come to the right place. Welcome to my channel, History, Religion, and Philosophy Bite Size. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. The concept of death has perplexed human beings since the eternity of time. How is it that one moment we are living and breathing, and the next moment we are completely inanimated? Although the body appears the same, what is it that has left the body so that it stops interacting and breathing? This lack of understanding has been a source of extreme anguish and pain. Long before the recorded history, in the time of hunter-gatherers, this dilemma was solved by the invention of shamanism and animism. Animism, which is believed to be the first religion by many scholars, dictates that all creatures, objects, rock, plants, everything possess a soul. Shamans were religious leaders, spiritual masters who have a connection between the world of the living and the world of the dead. They could communicate with the spirits. This was a huge solace to the bereaved relatives of the deceased who were still longing to be with their loved ones. From the Egyptian civilization, we have the pyramid texts going back to almost 5,000 years ago in 2400 BCE, giving us an insight in the Egyptian concept of soul. The aspects of the Egyptian soul comprise of the Ka. The Ka was a vital essence that distinguished the living from the dead. Upon death, the Ka needed sustenance, which was provided through offerings of food and drink. The second aspect was the Ba. The Ba was the unique essence or personality of a person, sometimes depicted as a bird within a human head. Unlike the Ka, the Ba could move freely between the living world and the afterlife. Thirdly, it was the Akh, which was the immortal self. The Akh represented the transformed, immortal aspect of the soul that emerged after a successful judgment in the afterlife. The purpose of the bite-sized videos is to break down complex concepts into simple and easy to understand narrations. It requires a lot of effort and research. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share so we can spread the message as much as possible. Hinduism has a fascinating account of soul or Atman that has evolved over 2000 years. The evolution of Atman or soul in Hinduism can be divided into pre-Upanishad and post-Upanishad Hindu literature. Between 1500 and 2000 BCE, there was an Indo-Aryan invasion of India. However, this theory has now been replaced by the more popular Indo-Aryan migration rather than invasion. During this period, the oldest collection of Hindu hymns in Sanskrit, called the Rig Veda, was composed. According to Rig Veda, humans were made of the body, Asu, and Manas. The Asu in Sanskrit means breath or life force, whereas Manas means the mind or the psyche, often associated with thought, emotions, and perceptions. Similar concepts were found in the Mesopotamian literature, later translated into Judaism and followed by other monotheistic religions. By this point, there was no concept of transmigration, reincarnation, or a post-mortem phase of life or soul. Between 800 to 400 BCE, the Upanishads, which are the classical Hindu literature, marked a significant philosophical shift focusing on the nature of the self, Atman, the universal reality, Brahman, and the relationship between them. Key concepts like samsara, which is a cycle of rebirth, and karma, which is a cause and effect of actions, were explicitly introduced at this stage. The Chandogya Upanishad elaborates on the soul liberation called moksha from the cycle of rebirth called samsara through self-realization and knowledge. Interestingly enough, similar issues were being discussed in the Greek literature around about this time, which I will explain further in the video. As mentioned earlier, the Indo-Aryan migration populated the Indian subcontinent, part of which came from Iran. There are some striking similarities between the ancient religion of Iran, which was Zoroastrianism, and its book, the Gathas, and the Upanishads' description of the human soul. Although the Rig Veda and Gathas are not exactly contemporaneous, there is a huge overlap between the dates of their composition. In Zoroastrianism, as described in the Gathas, the human existence is composed of the Tan, which is the body, the Danina, which is the intellect or consciousness, and the Urvan, which is the soul. Next step in our journey is the evolution of soul in the Greek philosophy and its subsequent effects on monotheistic religions such as Christianity and Islam. In 800 BCE, the legendary Greek poet Homer divided the human composition into two parts, Sukha and Deimos. Sukha refers to the spirit that departs the body at death. However, after death, it becomes a ghostly, insubstantial form in the underworld. The Deimos represents the consciousness, the inner drive, and emotional energy. As Greek thought matured, philosophers like Pythagoras and Plato reimagined the soul. In his masterpiece, The Republic, Plato talks about the body, which was called the soma, the deimos, which was made of wisdom, emotions, and bodily desires, and a soul that was called psyche. The soul is indestructible, and that's where the concept of reincarnation and rebirth was introduced into the Greek philosophy. There is a striking similarity between the pre and post Upanishadic periods in Hinduism and the pre and post Platonic periods in Greek philosophy, particularly regarding the concepts of the soul's evolution toward eternity and reincarnation. I hope I have thus far demonstrated the development of the concept of the soul evolving from merely the divine breath to an indestructible and eternal entity. Let's dive into the monotheistic religions. In my previous video, The Origins of Hell, I have discussed the concept of soul in Judaism. I will include a link at the end. Today, I'll explore the concept of soul in two other monotheistic religions, Christianity and Islam. St. Paul, regarded by many as the founder of Christianity, was a Hellenized Jew. He steeped in both Hebrew and Greek traditions. Paul's writings in the New Testament marked a profound shift. Drawing from Jewish eschatology and Greek dualism, he described the soul as central to a person's relationship with God. Yet Paul introduced and emphasized the resurrection of body on the day of judgment, a concept foreign to Greek philosophy. The soul, according to Paul, while eternal, was not meant to escape the body but to be redeemed and glorified with it. Quran upholds the belief in eternity of the soul, and bodily resurrection on the day of judgment. Quran uses several Arabic terms to describe the soul and its related aspects, reflecting the multifaceted nature of soul in Islamic thought. Some of these terms bear similarities to the topics we have previously discussed. Quran 32:9 uses the word ruh, the spirit or divine essence. Quote, unquote, then he fashioned him and breathed into him of his spirit. The next word used in Quran is the nafs. This is the self-encompassing desires, personality, morality, and states of the soul. The nafs could be the nafsul ammara in Quran 12:53, the nafsul lawama in Quran 75:2, and the nafsul mutmainna in Quran 89:27. The discussion of this is beyond the scope of this bite size. Qalb or the heart is also used as the seat of emotions, spirituality, and moral awareness in Quran in the same context. The next word that we come across is fuad. This is the inner heart associated with deep feeling, insights, and understanding. Aql or intellect and reason, though not directly translated as soul, refers to the rational capacity of humans, a faculty closely tied to moral accountability and spiritual growth. Following on from animism and shamanism, the Egyptian soul was seen as a multifaceted entity with parts like the ka and the ba, which experienced judgment and continued afterlife existence, while Mesopotamians and Judaism believed the soul lived in a shadowy existence in the underworld. Over time, Hinduism developed the idea of an eternal reincarnating soul seeking liberation. Zoroastrianism emphasized moral judgment, and Judaism, Christianity, and Islam envisioned the soul as an immortal being judged by the God for either eternal reward or punishment. I hope you have enjoyed the video today. I'll be grateful if you can post any comments and questions, and please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.